Have you ever moved into a new house and felt like it held secrets? Emma never expected anything unusual when she bought her dream home, but one day, while cleaning her basement, she discovered something strange, a hidden door. What was behind it? Why had it been sealed away for so long? As she unlocked its secrets, she uncovered a story that would change her life forever. Stay with us as we dive into this mysterious and unforgettable tale. Emma had always dreamed of owning a house. When she finally bought a small, old house in a quiet town, she was excited. The house was cozy, with wooden floors and big windows. It had a nice garden, and the neighbors seemed friendly. Everything was perfect, or so she thought. A few days after moving in, Emma decided to clean the basement. The basement was dark and dusty, filled with old furniture and boxes left by the previous owner. As she moved a heavy bookshelf, she noticed something strange, a tiny gap in the wall. Curious, Emma ran her fingers along the wall. It felt different from the rest of the basement. She knocked on it. Hollow. Her heart raced. Could it be a hidden door? She searched for a handle, but couldn't find one. Then she saw a small keyhole covered in dust. Excited and a little scared, she searched the house for old keys. After checking every drawer, she finally found an old rusty key in the kitchen. With shaking hands, Emma inserted the key and turned it. Click! The hidden door creaked open, revealing a narrow staircase leading down. A cold breeze came from below. Emma hesitated, then grabbed a flashlight and slowly stepped down. At the bottom, she found a small underground room. The walls were made of stone, and there was a wooden table in the center with a single candle. On the table lay an old diary, its leather cover cracked with age. Emma picked it up and flipped through the yellowed pages. The diary belonged to a woman named Margaret, who had lived in the house over 100 years ago. As Emma read, she discovered something shocking. Margaret had hidden in this secret room during a war. She had lived here for years, waiting for her husband, who never returned. The last entry in the diary read, "If anyone finds this, please know my story. I waited, but he never came back. This house holds my memories. Take care of it." Emma's eyes filled with tears. She felt Margaret's loneliness in every word. She looked around the room and saw an old photograph of a couple smiling. It must have been Margaret and her husband. Emma spent hours exploring the hidden room. There were old trunks in the corners, covered in dust. She opened one and found old letters tied with a ribbon. The handwriting was elegant, and the letters were filled with love, longing, and sorrow. It was Margaret writing to her husband, hoping he would come back. The letters were never sent. On a small shelf, Emma found a delicate music box. She turned the key, and soft music filled the room. It was hauntingly beautiful. She imagined Margaret sitting in this room, listening to the same melody, waiting in the dim candlelight. Emma also discovered an old map inside one of the trunks. It showed the layout of the house and the surrounding land. There was an X marked in the garden. Was it another hidden secret? The next morning, Emma took a shovel and went to the spot marked on the map. After digging for some time, her shovel hit something hard. She brushed away the dirt and found a small metal box. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Inside was a collection of trinkets: Margaret's wedding ring, a locket with her husband's picture, and a folded letter. Emma unfolded the letter carefully and read it. "To the one who finds this, I leave a piece of my heart. My love for my husband will never fade, even if time takes everything else away. If he ever returns, tell him I was here, waiting, until the end. Emma felt a lump in her throat. Margaret had left behind this treasure, a symbol of her love and loss. Emma knew she couldn't just leave the room forgotten again. She cleaned it up and placed the diary on a shelf in her living room. She even framed the old photo and hung it on the wall. She decided to restore the hidden room, keeping Margaret's memory alive. She also took the wedding ring and locked it to a local historian, hoping to find out more about Margaret's story. The historian was fascinated and promised to help her uncover more details about Margaret and her husband. One evening, as Emma sat by the fireplace, she heard something. A soft melody, the same tune from the music box. She looked up, but no one was there. The air felt warm, almost comforting. Emma smiled, knowing that Margaret's spirit had finally found peace. From that day on, Emma always felt a warm presence in her home, as if Margaret was finally at peace, knowing her story was remembered